Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling for the Weekend. It's August 6th, 2023. I'm Jeff Valley Driver. I'm with Brendan Blaze today. We're going to be doing a SummerSlam review, and we're going to hopefully talk about some Collision as well. Lots to talk about. SummerSlam, definitely some controversial booking to some. Some people liked it. But yeah, we'll get right into it. So click that like and subscribe button, and here we go. Brendan, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Just excited to talk about this show.
I know you've been pretty excited since last night and this morning since we talked earlier. Definitely a an eventful SummerSlam.
Yeah, you
Um,
can say that much.
uh, yeah, so we'll get right into it. We'll start with the first match, which was Logan Paul defeated Ricochet in 18 minutes. So I'll start with myself. I thought the match itself was pretty good. I didn't really have much of an issue at all with the in ring. I thought it was fine. A lot of taunting for my liking. I thought it could have been a bit faster given who was involved. But overall, the match was fine. He cheated with some brass knuckles, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really have anything bad to say about the match other than maybe I thought it could have went a bit quicker. I thought it went actually a bit long.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, like it was fine. What did you think about it?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. I was sitting here watching, and they did some pretty nice little spots. And like I like I like the part on the ending. It was funny. Michael Cole like that match was great, but the ending sucked. I fucking love Michael Cole sometimes.
Yeah, Michael Cole is pretty good all night. He was a guy. I was rewatching the show this morning, and he's definitely like on top of his game right now. I feel he's when he's getting to be more loose. He's a very entertaining
Oh,
guy.
for sure. Like,
Yeah,
so I used to say because people used to talk about how bad he was, and I'm like, yeah, just look at the shows where he did have so much screaming in his ear and
yeah,
say
exactly.
how good he was, like the UK tournament and all that.
Yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah, I remember he was much more entertaining. So yeah, the what do you think is what was your favorite parts of some of the match, and where do you think things are going for both competitors going forward?
So, yeah, so my favorite had to be damn, I can't too many spots to remember. I'm trying to remember. Shit. Let me
Well,
think while you talk about your.
yeah. Well, there was a good like the Spanish fly fake out to the outside where they both landed on their feet, and then they did like a standing Spanish fly on the outside. I thought that was well done. There's a couple of good false finishes. A good or what's his name? Ricochet missing the big 650 splash and landing on his back. I thought was pretty gnarly of a bump too. Yeah, those are probably the ones I'm going for. As far as where they're going next, that would be more your expertise, I think. I don't watch the shows as closely as you guys do.
I don't think honestly where they think was. I don't know if they're going to end the feud or if they're going to keep it going or what.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because he cheated so blatantly,
Yeah.
it may not be. I could see them extending the feud, going to payback, possibly. I don't know what Logan Paul's up to like in real life, other than that, but yeah, I could see. I definitely could see an avenue where the feud is not necessarily over here. No.
It's one of those things where I'm pretty sure they'll at least get one more match, especially since the way he made sure that his Ricochet's fiance, announced that he won.
Yeah, he did. He definitely made things pretty personal. So perhaps we get a stipulation match to end the feud. Either at payback, I guess would be a good.
Because Payback is next, right? I think.
I believe so. I could be wrong. Like I'm not like 100% sure on the WWE schedule, but I'm pretty sure payback is next.
Yeah, I think I've seen someone mention that earlier.
Yeah. We can move on because there's not. I don't think there's much else to talk about that match. Like it was good.
It was pretty.
Um,
Listen, I might have to rewatch it again, but
yeah, like
the reason I missed most of that, but that's when I was trying to watch Collision. And,
collision at the same time. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I thought like yeah, the match was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like must watch, but I would definitely say it's like a very solid and hype opener too. I thought it was a good choice to choose that.
and plus,
So
Logan had to get to go watch his brother box. I guess. That's what
I
he
know.
did.
I saw that. Yeah, and he made it on time, so good for him. And they both won, so it was a good night for the Pauls, I guess.
I guess it was.
So next we had Cody Rhodes defeats Brock Lesnar in about 17 and a half minutes. So this was a pretty long match. I'll let you go first on this one. Tell me what you thought of this match.
It was pretty entertaining. About halfway through, though, I kind of figured out what was going to happen after the match because I was like, "Oh, when Cody kept getting up, I'm like, oh, this going to end with Brock shaking his hand at the end, ain't it?"
Oh, okay, yeah, you saw that coming pretty early.
Yeah, because Cody just kept getting up, and Brock just like this motherfucker.
Yeah. So I thought the match was really good. Did also think it may have been a bit long for a second match, but given who's involved, it wasn't like I didn't feel it was boring. I did feel it was a bit predictable, like you said, not just for the ending, but also just like I've seen this match before, and like it's a good match. No, I don't want to take anything away from both guys. It's a good match, but it wasn't really that much different than their other matches. It was the same kind of formula, except Cody ultimately did his thing where he superheroed and did the babyface comeback, which is fine. There's I don't have a problem with that at all. And then they shook hands, which was actually kind of cool. It's like I really don't mind, the better wrestler winning and then them being cool. That's a good finish. Like I said, my only negative would be that like it wasn't really that much different than their other matches, other than the finish. But yeah, it was a good match. It was a physical match. He went to took him to Suplex City, beat that ass for the good portion of the match, and then Cody did the thing. So it was good.
The table was crazy.
Which spot was that? Sorry.
The F5 through the table was pretty fucking.
Yeah, that was pretty. that was pretty wild. We can talk about this spot. I can get your opinion on it because we were talking about it in the chat. So there was no stipulation to the match.
Yeah.
Other than they called it a fight, but that was not an official stipulation.
Yeah.
But Cody did pick up the stairs and like smash Brock in the face with it, and that somehow was fine. So I'm not sure. Did you think that was maybe a ad lib where he forgot the stipulation, or did you think that was a planned spot? Like, what was your feelings on that spot?
My feelings about like with all the other things like that, I just like ref discretion.
Ref discretion, yeah. I mean, it always is up to the ref.
The rest saw Cody fighting for his life, and he's probably like, "Know what? I'll allow it."
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought it was pretty funny. I didn't really have that big of a problem with it, though. Like, I mean, it was just like, oh, whoops. But hey, like you said, when you're fighting for your life against Brock Lesnar, maybe that handicap is okay.
Yeah, he's like, the ref's like, shit, I would have done the same thing. I'm not even going to disqualify him for that.
So we'll go to like kind of deeper into the finish or the post match rather. So they shook hands, and I did see some chatter online where some people thought that might have kind of looked like a semi goodbye from Brock, but I thought it was just like a regular handshake. Personally, I'm not sure what you thought about that. And what do you think is?
He's not leaving yet.
I don't think so either.
He might be gone for a few months, but that's about it.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be next for both guys? Mostly, I guess more Cody, because we know Cody's not going anywhere.
I don't know, because some people listen, they want him to go for the world title, but I don't know about that. To me, that's not what his story is.
Yeah, I mean,
he wants the WWE title.
Yes. It would be weird if he went after that title after what he said about that title when it first came out. It wouldn't be the first time that Cody goes back on something, but at the same time, I agree with you that it doesn't really make sense for his story. So, and knowing what we know about what happened in the main event, certainly there's going to be something else for Cody to do. So what's the next big thing for Cody to conquer, I wonder?
So I'm trying to, you got to do. Trying to think who could help him get ready for Roman, because that's what I'm trying to. I think they're doing. They're vaguely just building him up. Against these strong people, so he can.
So knowing what happened next, like it's hard to tell. There's a few people that would have he could have some cool feuds with.
What?
But
Give me Cody versus Gunther, whatever. But Gunther has to win then. So I don't know.
yeah, I mean, that would be interesting because then the Gunther aspect would be interesting because then you have their tie back to the Royal Rumble, right? They were the last two
Yeah.
in there, so you kind of have a built-in feud there. That could be interesting. You could also add KO and Zayn in that storyline because they're kind of
True.
interfeuding already, right? So that could make sense.
And that way they don't got to do the title match. They can just have a 6-man.
Yeah, exactly. Like we kind of keep him busy, right? Because if the plan is to have,
at least go ahead. At least until after he breaks the record, then maybe you can have Cody win the title if you want to.
Yeah, I do think that you have to stretch it out that long for Gunther as well. Yeah, and you have to stretch out not Roman, but Cody's got to do some stuff before he gets to Roman. If the plan is for Roman and Cody at WrestleMania, that's in 8 months. So you got he's got to do some other shit. He's got to do some other stuff. But other than that, I thought the match again itself was pretty damn good. It was definitely. I might have even have switched it. Like I might have put that first instead of Logan, even though it was less high spots. I don't know. It got more time. I don't know. I really like this match, actually. Honestly. So, yeah, it was good. Do you have anything else to add about that specific match?
Other than the fact that I don't know how much I believe Triple H saying afterwards that that the post match wasn't planned when I kind of figured it out before even.
Is he trying to say that the Triple H is saying that the handshake wasn't planned?
I don't know if it was that or the hug part. Cause I seen both where he's what Brock did after he said that was just Brock being Brock. It wasn't even part of it wasn't planned or nothing.
Interesting.
If so, I just well shit. I guess I just think like Brock.
Either way, it does make Cody look very legitimate that he got Brock's respect. So whether it was planned or not, I don't really believe Triple H, but but maybe either way it was good. I thought all of that was well executed.
So it's more like I guess he's like, hey, to me it's like he's saying go finish your story, kid.
Maybe he did say that, I hope so. Let's hope that does happen because we're gonna have some of that story to talk about later in the show. Up next, we had the Slim Jim Battle Royale. I'll be honest, I mostly skipped through this one because it was kind of bad.
Yeah.
But the right person won.
Yeah,
LA Knight won, so that's great. Since you watched this live, I'll let you probably take the lead on this to start.
To me, but I'm glad. I guess in the end it didn't matter, but I think that at the start they should have all just jumped Omos. I'm like, you got this big dude coming to the ring, and y'all just gonna start fighting each other. Nah, I would have waited for him to get in there. I'll just jump him.
That's usually what happens. Yeah.
Eventually they did it, but I was like, y'all should have just got him out at the start.
Were you excited to see Omos?
Oh yeah, totally.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, so I did see that LA Knight got a lot of fanfare and a lot of cheers. It's good that he went. Was there a specific stipulation to this? Was there a specific reward to this Battle Royale?
I don't think so.
No,
I think it was just bragging rights, basically.
Yeah, kayfabe bragging rights. Yeah. Okay, nothing wrong with that either. They could kind of go wherever they want with that. But okay, was there any specific spots that you remember that you liked about the match?
There was one that they tricked me because at one point when Grayson Waller went out the ring, he got knocked down, he went under the ropes. I was thinking, right. I was thinking it's gonna be one of those things where LA Knight wins.
No,
and then throws him over.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would have loved that. That would have been sick.
But then he got right back in the ring 2 minutes, a few seconds later, oh well, never mind that.
That's too bad. Yeah, so this match was there. The right person won. I'm not sure it was odd to me that this was the third match on the card.
Yeah.
I would like them to go back to doing pre-shows because I feel like this was a pre-show match that would have been
Definitely.
perfect. Like before the match to kind of like get whoever's in the stadium going, and then you don't have to take up like actual PPV time for this or PLE time. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, it was a match that LA Knight won. Hopefully, he gets a U.S. title shot from this and takes maybe. And that would make sense. I don't think he's gonna get any. I mean, they could give him a world title match, but that would be kind of weird. I think that's
that'll be better.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's on SmackDown, right? So that would first of all that would make more sense. Roman doesn't make any sense.
No,
Roman would quash that.
Yeah,
I think that would be bad for both guys, honestly. I mean, it would get good heat, but I think that's too much of a jump. Yeah, I would like to see him against your boy there. I think that would be a good feud.
That's if they're even keys because he's got to defend it against the
Mysterio? No,
what's his name?
Guy from LFO, right?
Yeah, can't remember what his name is. He's got to defend that Friday. like I said, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I think he should just drop the title because see, guys, they got to rebuild him somehow. Because the title right now seems to be holding him back. So
I do think so. Yeah, they don't seem to know what to do with. We'll take a sidebar on Theory because we might as well talk about him because it's a valid point on Theory. Like, I don't really think he's doing anything wrong, which is the kind of annoying part for him. Like, I don't really think he's not really like. Yes, he's not having like amazing matches, but he's not having bad matches either.
Exactly.
He's not cutting bad promos. I just think they don't really know what to do with him creatively, and for some reason he beat Cena, and that did absolutely nothing for him. And like you can't, where do you go from there, right?
Exactly.
Like, and they don't know. So I agree with you that maybe taking the title off him might be a good idea. Soft reset, maybe put him back with the way, even if that's maybe not the most original thing.
Honestly, because this helped Finn, I think they send him back down to NXT for a little bit.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
So
honestly,
it helped Finn when he went back down there for a little bit.
It did, yeah. I think it would be good for him. Like he could feud with Mello. I think that would be awesome.
Those would be some good matches there.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. There's a lot of few young people. He could even with what's his name that just lost the title there. Wesley, yeah, that would be an awesome. I think that would be a great.
Yeah, I would be conflicted because I like both of them.
Yeah, me too. But I think that would make a good feud. I think he would have more time to kind of develop his more like creative side of his character.
Exactly.
So yeah, I agree with that. So that sidebar apart, okay. We'll go through this probably quickly because I don't want to be too negative today, but. Next, we had the MMA rules match between Shayna and Ronda.
Yeah.
This match was not very good.
Yeah.
I didn't like this match at all. Baszler won. Awesome.
About it.
Awesome. Yeah. Don't do this match type ever again, please. It was terrible.
Please.
It was terrible.
We didn't get Trish and Becky, so we could get this.
yeah, we can get into that. We can get into that. So this, I'm not going to sit here and say that this was not properly built up. It was built up. They had some good promos, so that wasn't really a huge problem. But yeah, it only got 8 minutes, so that's really short. The match was not good. I was listening on fairly low volume. How was the crowd for this match? Were they into it or
not at all?
No. Okay, so that's not shocking. So yeah, I don't think this needed to be on pay-per-view. I don't think anybody like extra bought a subscription to Peacock or a PLE for this match. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know if this is it for. Did they hug and stuff after the match?
No,
not even. Okay.
No.
So it could be Ronda's last match. It could not be. Apparently, it is. But I mean, who knows? These things can always change. You never know. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this leads to something for Baszler. I'll say that. I'm happy she got the win. I'm really hoping that it goes somewhere for her as far as like, I mean, I'd love to see her run back to feud with Io. That would be an NXT feud, right?
Yeah.
That would be great. I think they could. They were really good, especially if the rumors of a certain other Joshi coming back is true. That could run back a bunch of NXT stuff, and I'm sure Triple H would love that
Oh, of course he would.
because that's that's his jam. But yeah, we can. I don't. Do you have anything else to add to this match? No. All right, we can move on.
Yeah, that match was just bad.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to harp on anybody because like
Yeah.
that's not that fun.
Nah.
Next, we had an awesome match. We had Gunther defending and defeating his Intercontinental Champion against Drew McIntyre.
Damn,
Went
that was-
14 minutes, which was my tiny small complaint. I'm not gonna complain a lot about this match. I wish it was like even 3 minutes longer, but I would have loved the full 20 minutes of this.
Oh yeah.
But hey, this match was everything that you would expect. Hard hitting, savage stuff, big meaty men slapping meat. I mean, yeah, good. I'll let you tell me what you liked about this match because I'm assuming you also love this match.
Oh yeah. It was my match of the night for me, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
It was, it's like those two, like they were just beating. Like I said in the chat on that, they were beating the piss out of each other. And I see that's what I like. I like watching two people just beat on each other like that, and just especially when they started doing the chops and they were just back and forth. I'm like I was getting up on my feet at that point. Sitting here at my computer, like fuck, like hell yeah, just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, it was absolutely savage. They beat the absolutely living hell out of each other.
They were sorted.
Oh hell yeah! And like they pulled out some good offense. Like it wasn't like they didn't do any flips or anything, but there was a really nice dive by Drew McIntyre, like a suicida dive where he did like a full front flip and landed on his feet afterwards, which is pretty impressive for a guy his size. I thought that was an awesome spot. Drew looked great in this match. Honestly, I thought that's the best I've seen him look in a while. Like he was going hard. Which is another reason why I really want 5 more minutes because neither of them looked that tired.
Right.
They could definitely still keep going. So that was awesome, man. I love this match. I'm also happy that Gunther won. Not that I don't like Drew, but I really want him to beat the record. I think he's really earned it with his performances the last year.
So like I said, right at the start of next month, he should meet it. I think I went like September 8th or something like that.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. It's not going to be too much longer now.
Like at this point, y'all just got to do it at this point.
Well, yeah. Please don't pull the rug from under us. Like he's too good, and I think it was a good showcase of Drew as well. So I'm excited to see what is next for both guys going forward as well, because I think there's still a lot of good feuds for both dudes. I think I would love to see Drew. Doesn't even have to turn heel. He can stay face and face Seth. That would be awesome. Yeah. I want to see that. I think a lot of people want to see that. I think that would make the most sense as well.
Yeah, those two are pretty good.
Yeah, and I do think that it makes the most sense as far as what's available for Seth. We'll talk about Seth soon. Spoiler alert, he won. Yeah, but I think for Drew that would be great, and for Gunther, I'm not sure what's next. But I mean, I would love. We were talking about Cody earlier. I would even love like if he can get back in shape in time. A Kevin Owens feud, or even a Sami Zayn feud would be good too. Even I think even if that might lock up the tag titles, I think for this it would be okay. I think.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else to add about this match?
It's like other than the fact that, like I said, they should have at least went 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh wait, hold on. I like one of the spots I did like. There was when Drew went to do the Claymore and Gunther was able to like block. I forgot exactly how he blocked it, but
he at one point he did block it with like a giant drop kick, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, it was a good spot. One thing it makes me laugh every match, but like, bro, why are you calling your move like that?
Right?
You know, Like you're letting everybody know when it's coming. You're letting me know when to press the block button, right? Like right at the right time every time. Silly. Come on, Drew. He better stop doing that if he turns heel. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's just a small joke. But we can move on to the next match with which was the WWE World Heavyweight Title match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Seth won in about 18 minutes and 27 seconds. Another really good match. I thought this match and the Gunther match for me were the best matches of the night.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
another,
handedly.
that's another one I wouldn't argue if someone said it was their match of the night.
Yeah.
I couldn't argue. Like, you know what? That one was good too.
They went pretty hard. Really high pace as well, I thought, for most of the match. Finn looked great. Finn got close so many times, man. It broke my heart a little bit. It broke my heart a little bit when he hit the pedigree. And then Seth getting out of the coup de grace as well.
Oh,
man.
At that point, he might have it. I was like, damn.
And then, they had a very interesting finish where. So Damien was trying to help Finn throughout the match, and it seemed Finn was kind of upset because either he thought he was catching it or he was going away from the plan, which means they might have had something separate plan, but he was kind of thinking on his feet. Finn wasn't having any of it. Miscommunication at the end where he thinks he's supposed to use the briefcase, but Damien was kind of annoyed and kind of went around the side instead of just sliding it right to Finn. And poor old Finny boy eats a big old stomp on the briefcase.
Yep.
And the architect takes advantage, takes the win, and retains the championship. Sucks for Finn. But what did you think of the match? What did you think of the finish as well? And do you think we've got some what's it called? Judgment Day turmoil going forward?
There's definitely some turmoil there.
Definitely some turmoil.
I enjoyed the match, but I had it was probably my number 2 match of the night.
Yeah.
Like I said, if the Finn would have won, it might have actually put it as my number 1 match of the night.
Yeah, a clean finish would have probably. Yeah, I agree with you there. A completely clean finish would have probably put it over for me as well. But like I said, like I told you earlier on the private chat, like I didn't really have a problem with the finish. I actually thought it was quite clever. So that part I really liked.
It adds to like the whole Judgment Day story where all their problems going on right now, too. So
yeah, it makes me wonder, like, if it's gonna only stay in-house between Finn and Damien, or if it's gonna, like, if Rhea and Dom are gonna start having issues. If Dom loses his title, how is he gonna take it? Is he gonna blame everybody else? Who knows?
Especially with the way that like Rhea's always like said the matches for him and stuff. Like that's why I think like she has said some matches, he loses and like he like flips out about it. Let's know.
Yeah, and maybe takes it out on her, and then she won't take any of that, right? So
she beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, so if that happens, then maybe things change. Because I could still see a path to both Rhea and even Damien being faces. Not so much for Dom. I don't think Dom. But I don't think they need to rush with Dom. I think they should just keep taking their time. That act is too over. Why mess with it, right?
Right, exactly.
So yeah, the second best match of the night. I agree with that. I would rate it as much. It's got the best rating on Cage Match right now by a tiny little bit. But look, it's between Gunther and Seth.
Listen, those are two that listen. I can see an argument for either one. That's what I'm like,
yeah. But yeah, there was good stuff. Like I really like I said, other than the finish, if maybe some people didn't like the finish, but I don't think I would really change much about the match either. Like exactly. I think it was the right amount of time as well. It didn't really feel like it was dragging. So just well done by those guys. Seth continues to just be like can't miss with his match. Yeah, he can't. His matches just don't miss, right? Just don't.
Exactly.
You know. Up next, we had WWE Women's Title match, triple threat between Bianca, Asuka, and Charlotte. So I've got a decent amount to say about this match. I'll let you go first, and then I'll chime in.
I won't say it was bad, but it wasn't great either. It was like it should have probably been somewhere else on the card, not like right there near the end of the show. Honestly,
I agree with that.
But I'm kind of shocked though they didn't have Charlotte win since they were going to do the cash in just to pad her record though. I thought Charlotte was going to win the pad her record, and then cashes in.
Yeah, that would have been, I guess, because Charlotte's on SmackDown and EO is on Raw, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't want to set up a feud that way. But man, I don't know. This match was kind of weird. I thought it started off really good.
Yeah, Damage Control's on Raw, I think. Yeah. Well, now they'll probably move to SmackDown though. I don't know since she won the.
She did win the SmackDown. Oh yeah, I guess that's a good point. I guess we'll find out. I didn't even think about that. You're right. Then it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. She's that group is probably just going to go to SmackDown. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I kind of agree with you that like there was kind of a two-sided thing for me as well when I judged this match. So I thought the beginning of the match was pretty good. They kind of did that thing where they separate and do like mini one-on-ones, which was fine. It's not my favorite type of triple threat, but it was okay. They did some good stuff, and then about halfway through, like I found they started kind of falling apart a little bit. Things got a little sloppier, unfortunately. Like there's a few missed spots. Charlotte missed quite a few things that I thought didn't look the best. It wasn't bad though. Like I'm not gonna say the match was bad. It wasn't, but it looks like they kind of like lost track of where they were for a little bit, and then the finish happened. Which, oh man, okay. So I thought it made Asuka look really dumb because she's like I'm super smart enough to realize to hit the poison mist on Charlotte. Yeah. But then I'm going to be dumb enough to be rolled up by the person that's right beside her, even though I know she's there. And it wasn't a good roll up. It was just a basic ass roll up.
Right.
And then Bianca wins after like doing a weird injury thing as well, which was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what that. The thing is, like, I didn't mind the injury spot, but like the injury spot didn't really have anything to do with how she won the match.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make any sense. Like maybe it goes somewhere afterwards, like maybe it turns into an angle, but like I didn't really understand the point of the injury angle if it didn't have anything to do with the finish, other than just being a weird fake out.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is they wanted to add drama to like the figure eight since she was hurt. I guess that's the only thing.
Sure, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. But then why did she do a 450 with her like hurt leg? Shit didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. I don't know. I didn't understand.
Really
any of like I don't know. It was weird. I wouldn't have booked the match that way, but whatever. I'm not a booker. It is what it is. But yeah, Asuka looked like trash in that finish. Unfortunately, I didn't like it. And then the good thing that happened is EO just showed up with Bayley. Bayley kicked everybody's ass, and EO cashed in and won, which is awesome.
I was happy.
Me too. That's awesome. I was super happy for EO to get her shot. I really hope that they have some good plans for her as champion. She definitely earned it. She's awesome. She's super over. Amazing worker. I have nothing bad to say about that portion of the segment. I just wouldn't have had Asuka lose like that because she kind of won cheaply and lost even more cheaply. Yeah. It's kind of dumb, but that's kind of what they seem to want to do with Asuka a lot of the time. So what can you do?
Michael Cole had another great line after that. I don't know if you heard it.
The World of Stardom line?
Yeah. From the World of Stardom to the top of the world. I was like,
yeah, Cole was on point, man. Cole was on point last night. Really, that was a gold line for sure. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we can talk a bit about the fallout. Asuka's tweeting some weird stuff, so I don't know if it's going to be like her slowing down. I don't know if she's going to be slowing down. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what's next for Asuka. It's going to be very interesting to see, especially what's next for Charlotte and Bianca. I'm not. I could see Bianca possibly using this as a way to turn heel, since
Probably.
her other half is also turning heel. It seems like, or at least joining a specific faction, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Which
They
which
need
is
to
which
they
is
need to
awesome.
turn her 'cause I don't like.
Yeah, I think she wants
I
to turn.
I think I can maybe get more into her. I can't get into the character really as a face.
Well, it hasn't really developed in like a long time, right? So I think it would be a good way for her to do something different and explore some stuff. So her, and I mean, she can be like, "Oh, no, I just lost the title in 10 seconds," so she has some gripes with feeling bad. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing her in a one-on-one against Io either, so long as she does not win.
Yes,
Don't do
please
that.
don't win.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Um, please don't do that. But yeah, so and I don't know, is Charlotte going to stick around? Because I'm sure like everybody's kind of got like, with the way things ended, I'm sure everybody's going to have like a reason to challenge Io.
True.
So they've got a couple of challengers that can go there.
But fun fact about Bianca, she now has the longest and the
And
shortest.
shortest. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's an interesting stat to have. I don't mind that stat either. I think the Bucks have that same stat for the AEW tag titles, if I remember correctly.
That's still crazy to me, like, cause like she
But
just got the longest, and it's her only two reigns too. She has two reigns with that title, that exact one, and both is like the opposite end of the spectrum.
it's pretty wild, eh? Like it's pretty interesting that they had the foresight to do that. So I'll give them credit on that front. Like we said earlier, the match itself, I wouldn't say it's must watch. Definitely the ending I didn't like, but was the EO win was awesome, and so I'm happy for that. And yeah, we can move on from there unless you have anything else to add. No, we
Yeah,
good?
I got to get to this match because I got.
Yeah, here we go. We got hilariously, we're at the 36th or 37th minute of the show. We're going to talk about the 36-minute long Universal Title Tribal Combat match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
Whew.
I'm going to let you go off.
It's one of those things again where the match, I enjoyed the match for the most part. It's just then the ending is like I don't get it. Like I guess they could explain it maybe on Friday and it would make some sense, but like maybe, but it's just like it seems they're doing shit to do it at this point.
Okay.
Like I said, they jumped like you had in the description, jump the shark.
Yeah, so that's kind of the question, right? So some people are going to agree, some people are going to disagree, and that's totally fine. I have absolutely no problem with that. So for those who didn't watch the show, it ended up with Jimmy interfering on behalf. I'm not going to say necessarily on behalf of Roman, but interfered.
Roman looked confused too.
Yeah, he looked confused, but he attacked Jay and cost him the match when Jay was about to win. So the reason I wrote "Jump the Shark" is because yes, they can put on some reasons why this makes sense. Yes, they could play the jealousy angle, but it still kind of just erases so much of the character work they've done to me. They've spent all this time finally getting away from Roman after turning on each other so many times and having the same finish every single time. And they're just doing it again.
Right?
It's been this, I'm going to be a bit ranty here, but it's the same match. It's the same finish every single time. I want to see a different match. I don't care that Roman wins. Romans can be champion for as long as they want, but you got to give me something different here, man. It's the same shit over and over and over again.
Exactly.
It's like 36 minutes is fine for a title match, but not if you're giving me the same formula every time.
Exactly.
And no, it's not me complaining that the heels won. I have that's not a problem. But I was complaining about the similar stuff when Kenny Omega was doing the same stuff years ago when they were doing the same finish with either the Bucks or the Good Brothers. You got to give me something different.
Something, just anything.
And they're just, the reason I'm saying I used Jump the Shark is because it's feels like unless they've got something really, really intelligent planned, that they're kind of like they're cheapening it a little bit now. They're
trying to prolong the story as long as they can.
I really would have been fine with Roman going over a different way, beat him clean, like, you know, and just then show Jay having some actual struggle or something like that. Honestly, this was my least favorite option, and Chris has mentioned this on the podcast before. You know, this was the one option that he was like, "Please don't do this," because it comes off a bit as a bit lazy and a little bit shallow as a plot direction.
Yeah,
some people are going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it's automatically going to suck. I'm not going to say that because we've seen time and time again that the performers involved in this story can make a lot of things work. The matches are going to be good. The promos are going to be good. I'm just disappointed with the direction. I was hoping for something a bit more different, maybe something a bit more dramatic, honestly. This kind of feels not dramatic. It feels kind of like, oh, okay.
Exactly. At least those two get to have the match they've always wanted to have.
Sure. But I wouldn't have, honestly, I wouldn't have minded a face-on-face match. Not everything has to be a forced thing. Like, the New Day never broke up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They can have, and you can have a match between two people in the spirit of competition. You can have a match between two people for honor, for your family honor. It doesn't have to be a whole betrayal thing. And like, Jay could have lost clean, and it could have been like, they could have done a thing where, okay, now we're going to fight because I think I would have gotten it done.
Yeah.
For example, I'm just giving you an example of what they could have done. It didn't have to be. I don't know. I just found they cheapened it a little bit. What did you think?
Oh, for sure. Like I said, and if they could have. I mean, Jay was never going to win, but if they did, they could have.
I didn't think so either.
They could have had it where Jay's like, "Hey, you know what? You want a title shot? Sure, okay. That's how you get your match." He just gives them a title shot.
Yeah, I mean, they could have. I don't know. I feel like they painted them. Maybe not paint themselves. That's maybe a bit too dramatic to say paint themselves into a corner, but it also makes it so that the story is now only going to be between those two guys, right, for a long time. Whereas like
they're going to be around for a few months. I've seen.
Oh, is that? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I was joking about that, but I'm not surprised. But even if he had won, like, they could have, had they not done this angle, they could have like kind of feuded with other people.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of locked into feuding with each other, at least for a little bit, which is not necessarily what I felt like seeing like right now. Like, WrestleMania's in a while, right? So yeah. I guess we'll see. We'll see what they do on the following weeks and what the follow through is. I'm not going to judge the angle too harshly, but so I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
You probably saw the thing. I was up for a few hours afterwards, just going back and forth with people about.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, like, I'm not gonna sit here and like shit on people who like it, or or sit here and say that it's automatically all gonna suck. I'm not gonna say that because that's not true. I don't know that, and I have to give stuff a chance to breathe. But just my initial reaction was disappointment. I wanted something different. Anything different, honestly. I honestly wanted anything but this finish, and unfortunately, that's what I got. So sometimes that happens.
Beat them clean, and they'd be like, "All right, well, it's different at least."
Yeah, or like maybe, I don't know, they could have had like an angle with Paul Heyman or an angle with Solo, maybe, where like maybe Solo like kind of like walked away, but like still caused Roman to win somehow. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what they could have done different. They could have done a lot of different things. It's just not this. Oh well. I mean, I am looking forward, like you said, to the match between those two guys. I don't know when they're going to do it. WrestleMania seems like pretty far away, so maybe Survivor Series.
They got to find a way to prolong it a little bit, because I don't know if then again, Payback is a good name for that. I mean, is that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to have Roman, that match at Payback, you could have Trish Becky there too, but they're having that
Raw
on a Raw, so
it sucks. Those two. It sucks they're not on SmackDown brand, because SmackDown's in Toronto that week, which would be the better place to do it.
They're going to Toronto on top of that.
Yeah, like
Bro.
SmackDown that Friday's on. Like, those two, like if they were just on the SmackDown break, that'd be perfect.
Like I know they're not a SmackDown act, but like it's a oh my god. Okay, well that makes me
It's not
more.
like they came out the brand split anyway, so why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't want to get all I don't want to get all negative Nancy on everybody here. But I'll just say that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But overall, we can kind of wrap up the SummerSlam portion and just say what we thought overall about the show. I thought it was a good show. I thought
Yeah.
some finishes were but now that we've talked more about it, I actually wouldn't even call it like a disappointment, or I think it did meet expectations at the very least.
If I had to give it a rate, out of 10, I'd probably say about 7.5 or 8, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, so it's still a very good show. I
Yeah.
think some people maybe online are rating it a bit harshly because some of the finishes. I mean, for sure, the MMA rules match,
That dragged it down a bit.
the Battle Royale had a good finish, but the match itself was not great. And the women's title match, not the cash in, but the match itself wasn't the best. So I would probably give it around a 7. But that's still really good. I would definitely still recommend the show to like most wrestling fans. There's definitely way more good than bad, absolutely. And like most people are not going to care that much about the finishes, so most people are going to find this very enjoyable. It was long though; it was a long show.
Oh yeah,
for a recent WWE show, I think that's the longest one they've had because it ended like well after midnight.
I feel bad for the people that live over on the other side of the world.
Oh yeah. It was a late show. Like I said, other than a couple of finishes, still a pretty darn good show. The only thing I would say, it wasn't the best PLE show for WWE of the year, considering other stuff of the quality they've done this year. I would say no, but I would still say it was a very good show. I guess the only like negative I would give it is like I would expect it to be a little bit higher in quality match wise for it being SummerSlam. But yeah, I mean, I'm nitpicking at this point, right? I still think it was a very good show, and I would definitely not say at all it was bad.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, do you have anything else to add about SummerSlam?
I'm just glad the Kid Rock concert didn't happen.
Oh my god, me too. We don't need. The show was long enough.
I didn't even think about it to the main event. I was sitting there in the main event. Wait a minute.
Oh my god!
What happened to that? Thank God it didn't happen.
I'm glad it didn't happen either because I think the show was long enough, and concerts at wrestling events never are good. We can move on to AEW.
Yeah.
So, did you want to start with Collision or Dynamite? Dynamite was less. I'd say there's less to talk about on Dynamite. Well, there's a few things worth talking about on Dynamite. Let's start with Dynamite because we can run through it much quicker, and then we can go through Collision. So, the main things that happen on Dynamite, I would say really only the 2 matches. We can go through the Chris Jericho Takeshita Jericho Society match real quickly, mostly because it advanced some story. So we had Don Callis interfered on behalf of Jericho by hitting Garcia with the bat, and Jericho pounced on the opportunity.
Yeah.
So that caused some more drama, which means there's going to be now a meeting.
Yeah.
This coming on Dynamite. So that was some cool stuff, I thought. What did you think about that angle specifically?
Oh, I'm excited for that because, as you know, I like Sammy, so I want Sammy to break away from that. And,
absolutely.
Be on his own. Like, even just fuck being with Garcia, also just be on your own, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Both those guys need to
proper face run. His face run that he had that one time was like, it was short, like between the inner circle and the JS.
It was
like really short.
Yeah, it was short, and it was unfortunately like marred in a bit of controversy, right? Because there was the whole there was the Thai stuff that happened, which I don't think is fair for him to get some heat over, but he did. And then he was kind of stuck in that not Don Callis, sorry. What the heck was his name? the Scorpio Sky angle with the MMA angle, and that was not not liked. And then he had to take over for Cody, right?
Yeah.
Just not a good spot for him to be in. That was unfair for spot I thought for him to be in as well, and that hurt him for sure as a babyface.
And hopefully we can get that proper base run now.
I think so, and I think that it's a good time for him to do it right now. And I think that Garcia can be either a heel or a face by himself as well right now, and I think that'll be good to be away from those guys. Yeah, so that happened. I'm excited for that. It was, by the way, I forgot to mention, it was the 200th episode of Dynamite, which is pretty crazy to say. It feels like it just started. It feels like that show just started like a couple of years ago. So it's pretty wild that it's already up there. Let me just pull up the match sheet here as well. We had Big Bill and Brian Cage defeating Cameron Stewart and Luther. Whatever, it was a quick thing, quick swash.
I love that tag team though.
Aussie, it was nice to see Aussie open as well. Not much to say other than the match was awesome. They defeated Vikingo and Commander. That was an awesome showing. One thing we'll talk about real quick because it kind of led to the Rampage match, and I thought it was a great win, is Trent went over Moxley and Penta in a pretty badass match, anything goes match.
That shocked me that he won, but I was glad he won.
Yeah, and they had like a straight up almost like mini death match, right? Like there was some tax involved, really nasty tax. But it was awesome that he won, and then they challenged themselves to a parking lot fight, which happened on Rampage. I don't know if we'll get a chance to talk about it, but that match was also you watched it, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. But so that match was really awesome. But we're gonna have to get to this match, and I know I know it's gonna hurt your feelings a little bit, Blaze, and you'll get to say your piece as well. So don't worry. But we had Toni Storm against Shida for the AEW World Title, Women's World Title, and Hikaru Shida won with a reverse roll up from the. She went for Storm Zero and countered into a deep pinfall. For her, so Shida is on her second reign. Toni Storm unfortunately loses her title, and her second reign comes to an end. Match itself, I thought, was fantastic.
Oh, for sure.
Both women looked amazing. Shida looked great. Toni looked awesome as always. She hit some really nasty spots when she hit her hip attack to Shida on the outside. Great chemistry between both women.
Definitely.
And then I'm not sure what they're going to do. They've pretty much confirmed that Shida's going to be having a match at All In, judging by commentary, but against who we don't know yet. I hope Toni gets a match as well because I really do think she's earned it. I thought her reign, although short in length, she really held the division together when she didn't have a whole lot of creatively to do. With the unfortunate injuries to Hayter, which was obviously the long-term plan.
Yeah.
That sucks. I mean, what can you do with that, right? She still made chicken salad out of chicken salad. all her matches were great. Or chicken salad out of chicken shit, rather.
Yeah.
But like all her matches were awesome. She never had lazy matches or lazy defenses, even if they were random. I thought she really did a good job. And I thought Saraya also did a good job in this match. I really think she's, while like you can say what you want about how she's been in the ring since coming back, I do think that her work like outside the ring is awesome. I think she's one of the best managers right now going, and I don't mean that as an insult whatsoever. I think her fan interaction, her interaction with the ref, her interaction with the camera, she does a lot of things really well that are really annoying, and that's in a good way, right? Like she's just really irritating, and that's a compliment to her act. I'll let you take over because I know you were a bit frustrated by the result because you're a big Toni Storm fan. So I'll let you have your Festivus moment.
Listen, first, I'm happy for Sheeta. I'll put it that way because I do like her too. It's just, damn. I'm not as mad now after the Toni promo from last night as I mentioned to you earlier.
Yeah, we could talk about that. We can definitely talk about that right now.
Like, it's like, damn. So like I said, I think the plan though would have been if Jamie could have been back, she would have tried to do Jamie at.
I think so too.
But they had a audible scene because like like you mentioned to me, that I understood that there's not many faces left for Tony.
There isn't. She beat everybody.
So they had to kind of. That's the problem, I guess. We're kind of like having a lot of defenses right there. Like you just run through everyone quickly. So it's like, well, shit, what now?
Yeah, no, you're right. Like they've got a lot of injuries on the face side, and she's went through a lot of them. So
it's like
it's unfortunate that her reign had to end. And I don't think that the reign ending is any indication of how the company sees her or the quality of her reign.
Yeah.
I really don't think that's the case because I've never heard a bad thing about Tony from anybody on like online or from like other workers or anything. I think she's very well liked in the company. She's also still really young. Like I kind of forget.
Yeah, she's
still late 20s, isn't she? Let me double check.
Yeah, she's like 28, 29, somewhere like that.
I think maybe even 29. I think at this point, but I'll double check real quick because it's kind of important. It's a kind of an important factor. She has a lot of time. She's 27, so she's still like she's entering her prime right now as a professional wrestler, right? As an athlete. Usually like that 27 to 32, 35 range is like really those prime years. So to say that she's already has two legitimate world title reigns is huge. It sucks that they weren't necessarily. I think this one was planned.
Yeah,
because I think you're right. I think the plan was always for her to shock win against Jamie, and then Jamie to get it back at All In. Or maybe the plan was for Saraya. I don't know. Either way, I do think that like this isn't the end for Tony, and we can talk about this promo on Rampage or Collision.
Yeah, Collision.
We can talk about that promo on Collision. It's nice to see her on Collision. If she's going to be a part of Collision, I think that would be fantastic for that show because they need women headliners on that show. Yeah. So aces to that,
and it gives me more time to see her every week. So.
Of course, more Tony time is always a good time. I agree, absolutely. But she's kind of doing like either like an old actress that's delusional, like an old timey actress that's delusional, like almost like a psycho Marilyn Monroe kind of pin up thing. But I don't know. I like it. I want to see more of it. It'll be interesting to see where she goes with that character. I want to see her get more and more unhinged. Unhinged heels, always a hit for me. It always gives her an excuse to just do some like nasty, evil shit. That's going to be awesome. Yes, like, give me more of that. But yeah, as far as the bell goes, it's Sheeta time. So obviously I'm happy. Sheeta's my favorite. So I was extremely happy to see her win. I will say though that I really hope that they have some plans. I want them to not waste this moment and just kind of have her just defend. Like she's defending against Anna Jay, that's great, but I want to see her defend against Anna Jay and then also have some progression in either her character or in her story, especially with All In coming up. Whether that's with the Outcasts, which would be a logical thing, or something else, but like give women some stories, right? Don't just make some matches. Let's keep the stories going. And I'm very excited to see that that Tony kind of had some character development, right? And there was some a long match on Collision as well, and some story development after the match. That also gives me some hope that they've got some stuff cooking. So let's keep that going.
The promo was like, it's one of the few things I watched before I actually watched the show. Because like I was on Twitter, and I'm like, click. I'm like, let me watch this real quick.
Yeah, and like they had a good promo from Statlander too, which I thought was really funny. She's like, just doing some dips with Renee on her shoulder, some funny ass lines. That was great. Yeah. That was on Rampage, I believe, right? Yeah. Right to set up the Collision match.
I think right before the parking lot brawl, it might have been.
Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, we can finish the like Dynamite portion with Rampage. That parking lot brawl was absolutely vicious. Unfortunately for the Best Friends, they did lose.
Yeah,
pretty roughly, and like OC tried to help them. He got that ass beat hard, and then they demolished Seuss Van Street Fighter style.
Her rep.
like it was a damn Street Fighter stage. Just freaking Claudio ripping the door off its handle because he's unhinged, pun intended.
See, in my head canon is like Sue was wanting to do advance her Trent called her like, hey, you know how you want a new vehicle? Do you mind if we destroy your van you got now?
You know what? That's probably the exact kayfabe reason they did that. You're like, if we buy you another van, can we wreck this one? Tony will pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, but the match was really nice, really brutal. There was some savage spots onto the cars, blood everywhere. But it also makes me think, right? So there's some symbolism a little bit in this match, and I might be overthinking it, right? They bled with the BCC twice now. And I'm specifically talking about best friends. I'm not going to include Orange Cassidy because I don't think Orange Cassidy fits in this specific story, though he did try to help. But then they also dismantled the car. So they've pretty much destroyed everything about the best friends in that. Yeah. So I could see a potential angle where maybe the best friends join Blackpool Combat Club. And I think it would be cool. At the very least, I kind of want Trent to join them. I think he really fits. And I kind of want to see him turn heel. If he wants to bring Chuck along, that'd be cool too. Because then they'd have like a legitimate tag team in Blackpool Combat Club. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, I'd be fine with it unless it was the match. It was great. I love stuff like that. I wanted to bring a parking lot brawl back to the video games. Like
right. Yeah, they don't have that right now, right?
The most they got is backstage brawl, which
not quite the same.
Yeah, I want to be surrounded by cars and doing like all the.
Yeah, I do like a circle of cars.
Like how the game used to be. Like each car has a different like special finish you could do to it if you have your special.
Oh, that'd be cool. They should add like a pickup truck that you can fight. Like you can throw them up in the tailgate and then fight in the tailgate. That'd be sick too.
Like I know on the old one, like if you like the old one of the old games, you put like someone against JBL's limo, like you throw them in the back seat. You go, I think it was an ambush you get in or something. You get something, and all of a sudden you ram it into like the back of the limo where they're at, and it blows up.
Okay, that's sick. I want that. I want all of that. That sounds absolutely badass. Yeah, man. Yeah, they add more crazy stuff in the video games. Sim is cool, but give me some like crazy.
It's a video game. You ain't got to be serious. You gotta have stuff that
Give me both. I want both. Sometimes silly is great. Over the top is great for me. Like when done right, it's awesome.
Exactly.
So one thing I will mention too. One last thing from Rampage before we go Collision, because it kind of fits into what FTR said as well on Collision. So the Young Bucks officially declared themselves as back into the tag division, and they are taking on the Hardys at next week's Dynamite, which I'm actually kind of excited for, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think them getting an opportunity to kind of right that wrong. I don't like to say wrong, but the match they had sucked last time. I'll just say it sucked. So them, I do believe they'll have a much better match this time. Don't get a ladder involved. Just do a regular ass match. Get it 12 minutes. Bing, boom. It'll be good. So that's one thing. We'll jump into Collision now because it was quite the eventful evening. So we opened up with FTR taking on Big Bill and Brian Cage for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. FTR won. Really long match. I think it got about 20 minutes. Let me just double check the match. It felt like at least 20 or close to.
It felt like that.
Okay, it was 15 minutes. So I guess entrances and stuff, but it was still a good chunk of time. FTR continues to be just the best. I'll just say that they're just the best. Match was badass. Really like this team of Brian Cage and Big Bill. Big Bill was like having fun tonight, man. He was having some fun. He was doing lots of dancing and hot dogging. Probably
the second best tag team we got from the Blind Eliminator.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's a great point by you. That Blind Eliminator turned out pretty good. But yeah, like I don't have too much to say about the match. They did a couple of sweet spots that, like, they usually do. They came close, but FTR won as they should.
Exactly.
And then they got on the mic and they said, we've gotten these titles, we've gotten those titles. Doesn't matter where in the world we've gone to. We've won the titles in Japan, we won the titles in Mexico, but there's one match we still want to do. And they called out the Young Bucks, and they won the Young Bucks at All In for the third time. I'm assuming they're putting the titles on the line. I don't see why they wouldn't be, but they just straight up called them out. No BS, no beating around the bush. They just straight up called them out.
You're like, yep.
I mean, I think it's happening, but what did you think about that call out? Are you excited about it? And just give me all your thoughts.
Soon as I think it was Cash that said the Young Bucks. I'm pretty sure he was the one in the promo that mentioned them at first. I was like,
he did, yeah.
Give it to me. Inject it into my veins.
Hell yeah, man.
So,
I can't wait. The moment he started talking, I was like, okay, just say it. Just do it. Just do it. Just say it. Just say the Bucks. Just say you want the Bucks. And then when he did, I was like, oh man, got to get to see some history. I think this. They better give him at least 30 minutes. But I would prefer, honestly, like give him an hour. If they have the time to do it, give him an hour. Just let him go crazy. Let him do every single spot they want to do. Let him do the Briscoes callback. Let him do the old matches callback. Let him do the New Japan callbacks. Let him do the NXT callbacks. Everything. Don't give him enough time. This match could be the match of the year.
Oh yeah.
And there's already been a lot this year, and a lot of those matches have involved FTR.
Exactly.
So, and on top of that, we can get right into it. I'm not sure who wins. I'm not sure who the right team is to win. I can make an argument for both teams. I can make the argument for a draw just to be annoying about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give my thoughts on that after. But who do you think who would you book to go over here and why?
Damn. Let's see. Well, it depends. I almost feel like the FTR could win the trios titles. If they wind up winning those with Punk, which we can get to soon, then they probably should lose the tag titles. But if they don't win that, then I don't know. I might. How close are they to the record? Let them just get the record for the longest reign and then drop it. They honestly
for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Let me check.
They honestly, as good as they have been, I think they deserve to maybe get that record for the longest reign.
Well, the longest reign is the Young Bucks, I'm pretty sure. So beating the Young Bucks to get the record would make sense.
Yeah.
Let me see. So the Young Bucks held it for 302 days, so almost a year. FTR not even halfway, bro.
Jam. Yeah, that might not be the case then.
Yeah, they're at 120. They're at 120 plus days right now.
Never mind.
Yeah, because they won it. They won the titles in April 5th, 2023. So it's been 1, 2, 3, maybe been about 3-4 months. So they're nowhere close.
Yeah, then never mind.
So, but you never know. I mean, it's still an argument to be made, right? Like,
yeah,
it really depends what story they want to tell. See, for me, I was thinking that it kind of makes sense for them to lose because then they could put the tag team titles back on Dynamite and then have the trios title on Collision. But they don't have to do that. I don't think it's a problem. I think at one point maybe we want to split those titles up. Especially if those other teams are not going to work on Dynamite, then maybe because you want to have some multi-man titles on Dynamite as well. I do think, but I don't know.
Either way, they're gonna steal the show. So
it's going to steal the show, and it really depends what story they want to tell. Like I said, I don't know who's going to turn heel. Are they going to do face versus face? Are they just going to do No alignment, FTR versus Bucks, which is fine. Honestly,
Yeah.
I would probably go that way myself. You
Yeah,
don't
we'll
really
shake
you don't
hands
really
after
need to
that.
cheapen it out with some alignments. Like they just don't like each other. They
Yeah.
both think they're the best. That's fine. That's enough. Don't really need that much more of a build on that. It's the two best teams in the world.
Exactly.
Um,
The two teams that disrespect each other want to see who's the best team.
Yeah, and they're 1-1, right? In AEW, that's all really you need to know. Yeah, so I'm really excited, man. I really want to. I have no idea who's going to win. I can't wait to see the answer from the Young Bucks and to see the little build they do have. They have like 2-3 weeks to build it up, so it's going to be awesome. And they've got it. Kind of makes sense. They've got that one episode of Dynamite where they're filming both right near the end, the week of All In. So they'll probably do a lot of crossover feuds on that episode.
I could go to.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's in Atlanta, right?
It's like right outside of that, but yeah, it's like a little bit further from me. It's like probably close to 100 miles from me, but
100 miles.
So you know.
Yeah, I mean it's still 100 miles is still a fair distance. It's a good 2 hours away, right? Just about. Yeah. So. We had Chris Statlander defeat Mercedes Martinez in about 10 minutes. I really like this match.
Yeah.
I thought like it wasn't like oh my god, I have to watch this match, but it was hard hitting.
Yeah.
It got a lot of time. It was physical. The right person won. And Martinez turned full heel at the end of the match, which was really the big story here. So she attacked Statlander after the match, and then Diamante came out and looked like she was about to tell her to stop, but then she instead started beating that ass along with Mercedes. So it looks like they're aligning. They're both heels in some sort of faction. Some people mentioned it was like an old Las Icarias or something like that. I'm assuming that's an old Impact thing or maybe an ROH thing.
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's Impact.
Probably Impact.
It's not my. I'll do my research better next time. But
we need Sky here to let us know.
Yeah, seriously, I know the other Smart Brendan was mentioning it in the chat last night too. So I like that though. And then Willow came to Statlander's defense. So I'm assuming we're gonna get some sort of tag match between those two coming soon.
I think that already got announced for Collision next week.
Who did? Sorry, the tag match did.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. That's a good tag match to have. That's some good story progression. I don't really have much else to say on the match itself, other than it was like I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a different type of women's match. I think Mercedes looked really good too. She, from the injuries, I think she looked much smoother. She looked crisp. I enjoyed this match.
It was a good match. It's not one of those matches I would tell someone, you got to see this match, but it was a good match.
Yeah. Like
if someone asked me if they should watch, I'd be like, yeah, but I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a crazy spot fest or anything, but like it was good and it had some story involved afterwards. So overall, good shit. Next up, we had Samoa Joe defeat Serpentico in 14 seconds.
That was
awesome, but pretty.
I had to rewind it because I was reading something on my phone and didn't even realize the match had started and ended.
Yeah, you just beat that ass and put him in the coquina clutch. I don't know if it's still called that, but I'm going to call it that. And that was it. The match didn't really matter. It was an excuse to get Joe on the mic. He got on the mic and just started talking that shit against CM Punk and said, I didn't like that you won via roll up. I still think I'm better than you every single day of the week. And we can't let this end on such a crappy finish. After every other time I've beaten you, you either couldn't beat me or I beat you decisively.
Yeah.
All fair points. And he says he wants Punk at All In, and if Punk doesn't answer him by next week, he's going to make him answer. Just good Joe stuff, man. I don't really have much else to say. Like Joe rules. He cut his usual Joe menacing promo. He wants Punk at All Out. Sorry, at All In. My apologies. There's a lot of pay-per-views. But yeah, I'm assuming this match is going to go down, and I'm here for it. It's going to be awesome.
Those two, they put on some good matches every time. So like, shit,
yeah, man,
give it to me again.
Especially that, like, I felt like they were holding back in the TV match, and now we know why. It was intentional, right? It was more of an appetizer than the main meal. Happy to see them continue that storyline. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for All In as well. I think Punk will win, but that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That's going to be a great match. We had House of Black do their thing. They beat up Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and Lee Johnson. Don't really have much to say about this match other than it was good and the expected people that you thought would win won.
I do like the stipulation that the other team chose. It made sense. Julia,
Yeah,
Hart, get out of here.
Julia Hart, go away.
Yeah.
Smart use of the stipulation. I'm glad they brought back the House of Black stipulation rules, even though I think it's a bit gimmicky. But yeah. It was a good match. Next, we also had Jay White beat up Metalik in 5 minutes. I don't know. I like this match. I thought it was fun. I think Jay beat that ass. I think Jay hit his finish. Cardboard cutout Jay was there, and that was great too. Oh, they cut a crazy unhinged promo before the match too, with all of Bullet Club Gold. I love this act so much, man.
Guns up.
Guns up, baby. Jay's going places. I can't wait to see what they have planned for those guys for All In.
Yeah, when everyone's like, oh, they're going to misuse them.
Yeah, man.
It's like, yeah. What about now? What do y'all think now?
Yeah, so they won, and yeah, there's not much to talk about there either, unless you have anything to add. Like those two matches were kind of just they happened and they pushed some stuff along, but nothing really like worthy.
They were basically matches, just the advanced things.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had the AEW Real World Title match with special outside official Ricky Steamboat. CM Punk defeated Ricky Starks in 22 minutes. Really good match.
Oh, yeah.
Punk's been looking real good, man. I think he's actually looking better than he did before the injury, I think.
Oh, yeah. That first run was kind of little. I don't know if he was dealing with stuff already before he actually was injured.
After the first injury? Yeah.
Even before that, like, I don't know, some of his stuff just, he seems more crisp now after. I don't know if he, like, trained a bit more or what
he does look he does look a little bit in better shape than before, but I think he's really like he's doing the right moves at the right time. I think is helping a lot him too.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of like Hulk Hogan shit, which is pretty weird, but it's funny. I'm enjoying it. He ends up winning. Ricky Starks tried to cheat, but Ricky Steamboat was like, nah, that ain't me. Not on my watch, bro. And he pushed his legs off the ropes, and then he counted for Punk. Punk did not cheat. Punk did not turn heel. Looks like we're going to see him more as a like striding the line. He's a face for now. Yeah. I kind of like it. I like the subtlety for now. I don't think you need to rush anything with acts that are working. And I think this feud is interesting. And then Ricky is the one who turned heel.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think he beat the crap out of Ricky Steamboat, which was awesome. I don't know where this is going, which is good. I mean that in a good way. I'm not sure where things are going with Punk. I don't know where things are going with Ricky other than he's heel again. Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like I really like this match. I really like the ending. I like that it leaves more questions asked than answered for now. What did you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it was one of those matches where I wanted to go back and watch because I did miss some of it because I was like trying to like do something at the time. But what the good portion I did see, they have great chemistry together. Basically, like I don't think none of their matches they've had yet have been really bad.
No, not at all. There's some great spots in this match, and I agree with you. They have great chemistry. They don't really have a bad match. Like I think Ricky especially has looked great lately in his matches. I think he's looking a bit more comfortable, hitting his spots at the right time. His taunt game is on point as always. He's a little shit. Yeah, me too, man. And I'm really excited to see again where he goes. Is he gonna join up with anybody? Is he gonna be like a lone wolf heel? Is he gonna get some friends that are not BC Gold? Who knows? Maybe he's gonna hook up with Hobbs again.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, or he's gonna join QTV because I don't know what Hobbs is doing. Look like he's about to be leaving, man.
Yeah, it's true, right?
So
Who knows? They've got options, and I think that's good. I like not knowing exactly where things are going. I like as long as they actually go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just to make that clear,
Yeah.
I don't like when things don't go anywhere. That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, really, really good episode of Collision again. I think this show is hitting all the right notes right now. It's making me always excited to watch the next week. Yeah, I mean, I thought both shows this week were both really, really good and offered different flavors again, but still feels like AEW.
One thing we forgot with the Christian promo.
Oh my god! Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. See, that's the problem with looking at the cage match stuff. This Christian promo, man, he brings his kid to work, and then the second she asks him to hold on to the belt, he gives her shit and then calls security on her.
Did you win this? Like, no.
And then we find out, like we talked about, that that kid is the same kid. Oh man, that's what we didn't talk about. We'll have to go back to talk about it. It was the same kid that Jungle Boy hid behind on Wednesday on Dynamite. And I'm sorry that we forgot to mention it. We didn't talk about Rob fucking Van Dam. So we'll end with Rob Van Dam then. How about that? Yeah. We'll end with that segment, then we can wrap it up because we're getting close to the 1:30 mark here. Yeah, Rob Van Dam showed up with the Panthera theme to confront oh my goodness, I'm all over it. Jack Perry, on behalf of Jerry Lynn, and then he ran away like a coward. He looked great. He cut like a really stoned promo on Dynamite too, which was hilarious.
Yes.
But yeah, we're gonna get not at All In, but we're getting it next week. Jack Perry versus RVD for the FTW title. FTW rules.
Yeah.
I'm hype as hell, man. He got a huge pop too.
Right.
Huge pop. Man, RVD's still over as hell.
Right.
And I think his segment did very well too. But man, I'm hyped for this. How did you feel about the segment? And how hype are you about the match?
It was a good segment. Like I said, in the match, like we talked about the other day, like it's one of those matches where they don't got to do too much. And like I said, with the rules, you can hide like any weaknesses that RVD might have at this point by just having it be like a brawl
hardcore match. It can use chairs and shit,
and don't go too long.
No, like I honestly don't think you need to go more than 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
You really don't. It's a hardcore match. It's on TV. Maybe you can go like 15 with commercial. You don't really need to be longer than
12-ish, maybe.
I think 12 is perfect for that kind of match. You just like get your shit in. Most likely RVD beats that ass to start. Then Jack Perry like does some like gross thing, and then like takes over the match. And then I'm not even sure who wins here. Like you could have RVD win here. And then it would be hilarious. And then retire the title. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Jack Perry is going to win.
Of course, yeah.
But it's going to be so much fun, man. I think as long as RVD doesn't try to do too much, and I don't think he will, it's going to be fine. Everybody's going to have a good time. And Jack Perry's going to win in some stupid way to get that heat.
Of course. And it's going to be great. And then we got to bring in some more ECW guys. I don't know who else can still go, though.
Not many. I don't know who it could be. I mean, you could have like Taz in Jack Perry's corner for something like that, maybe. Or like, what's a famous ECW type match? What's their most famous match? It's like a scaffolding match.
I don't know if we want to do a scaffold match.
Do it. That'd be so sick. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe though, it'd be kind of fun. Or they can do like, I don't know. They could do that like Taipei match thing.
Yeah, you know what?
That Taipei Death match. I know. Smart loves that match.
Screw it. Call up Impact and bring in Johnny Swinger.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm hyped for this match. Just overall a really good week of wrestling, man. I really enjoyed pretty much everything that was on TV or PLE, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. Just another good week of wrestling. I'm taking a look at some of the stuff that happened. I don't think there's anything else we missed. I think we pretty much covered everything. Is there any like WWE matches that they announced that are coming, or did pretty much everything wrap up with SummerSlam, other than the Trish stuff?
I don't think there's anything yet.
Okay. Well, we can wrap it up here. Thanks a lot for coming on with me, man. I know Chris.
yeah.
Chris unfortunately couldn't come this weekend, but I think he'll be back next weekend. So should be back to the three of us, hopefully.
Yeah.
As long as everything goes well. But yeah, thanks for everybody watching, and thanks, Blaze, for coming on again. Have a good one, man. Cheers, guys. Have a good day.